Let's make sure we're getting this. Okay, yeah, there we go. Wasn't sure. Was having a little trouble with OBS earlier, but so this is going to be a new first impressions video, and this is GOL from my Productions². Thanks for tuning in. So we're gonna be checking out Gemcraft Chasing Shadows today. It's actually the second game in a series of games. I haven't played the first one. That I think I might, based on what I've seen in this one. Just check out the first one. Got it on Steam a little while ago and just haven't really had a chance to play it till recently. It's a tower defense game, and you'll kind of get a handle on what's going on as we go through it. So I'm going to start a new profile since I've already gotten pretty far in this one. Well, new game. So gem type. So you have different gems that you can use, and we'll just go through this tutorial with it so you get an idea of what it is. So click on our inventory row to create a gem of a particular type, and then we just drag it onto a tower, and then that tower will use that gem to attack enemies as they go by it. So let's talk about the UI here a bit. So we have a couple things. This is your mana pool. Everything you do in the game will use mana pretty much, except for using spells, which we don't have any of right now. This will fill over time, over time naturally, as well as when you kill enemies. Every time you reach the end point here, the mana pool will level up, and you'll get a larger pool to deal with. It's not like it uses the mana. It will just go to that spot and then essentially set the maximum amount of mana to a higher value and then shrink it down again. So it kind of gives you a feel of progression as you're going through the different levels. Over here you have a counter that tells you how many monsters are attacking. So that means how many monsters are actually physically in the map, and then how many are still approaching the map. This is your experience for how much you get after the battle. After you're done, you get experience by killing enemies, and also by doing some other things like opening things or destroying things or some stuff like that. Over here is doesn't have anything in it right now, but it's like a kill counter. So as you're killing enemies, this will count up and form a combo chain. And as time goes on, it will decrease the combo meter or whatever you want to call it. It's like a timer between when your last kill happened and when the last kill happens, and when the counter will reset and then give you experience based on how many kills you had in a row. That's what that does. Over here you have just basic battle stats here, and also achievements, the achievements panel to see what you have there. And this is your basic battle stats. Number of demolitions you have left. So demolition is when you drop a gem onto a empty structure or a wall to destroy it. You only can do that so many times. It tells you how much money you spent on gems, highest gem grade created, number of banishments, how much money you spent on banishments, the different types, number of enemies you've killed of the 3 different types, how many you summoned, how many shrines you've used, your longest kill streak, the most damage dealt, waves beaten, waves that started early, etc., etc. Over here is your the wave list. So as these represent a wave, as they reach the top, they will a sound will happen, notification will happen, and that section will vanish, and the enemies will start spawning. As you're going through different waves, if you go through concurrent waves without having any enemy reach your orb of presence here, you'll get a experience bonus, additional experience after the wave ends. If an enemy reaches it, though, what'll happen is that each enemy has a particular mana cost. So as you can see here, banishment mana cost 48. What that means is that if that enemy reaches your orb of presence and touches it, you'll lose 48 mana from up here. If your mana runs out, goes to 0, or you don't have enough mana to pay that banishment cost, then your orb will break and you'll lose the battle and you'll have to restart. You can actually power up your orb by dropping gems on it to decrease the amount of mana it costs to banish an enemy. But the better tactic is to try and not let the enemies get to that point where they can touch it. Sometimes it's unavoidable for some types of maps, and you'll just have to power it up and try and keep the enemies from depleting your mana too much. These are towers. Not every map has them on them automatically, and not every map has gems in them already. These are all grade 1 gems. So we got 2 poison gems, which will do damage over time if the enemies are poisoned. We have 2 of them that have a mana leeching gem, so it extracts mana from the target on hit, which means that, I think what it means is that it takes some of the mana value and gives it to you automatically, so when they die, they actually when you kill the enemy, they give you less mana, but you get the mana up front. Which is actually better for things like, say, giants, which are basically like the boss enemies in this game. And then you also have these purple gems, which are armor piercing, armor tearing, which they reduce the amount of armor on the target on each hit. And there's also another 6 gem types as well that will be available variably over different missions. So on different maps, you'll have different gems available. Some of them have 1 or 2. Some of them have like 6 or more. I haven't run into a map yet where you have all of them yet, though. That might be like towards the end of the game where that would happen. So what else to talk about? Up here is your building panel and some actions that you can take. So this allows you to build walls. What you can do with walls is like you can place them and make enemies traverse a path that would be longer than they would normally travel, and allow you to do more damage to them before they reach your orb. Some maps you can do that on, like this, you can kind of do that on a little bit. Other maps where you have really narrow pathways, you don't really have a chance to use it that much. And then there's at least one map I found that's actually specifically made for you to have to do walls in, because if you don't, you're just going to lose 100% of the time because of how open it is. This one allows you to build new towers, and this one here allows you to build amplifiers, which you put a gem into, and they impart some abilities to the towers around them and amplify their power. And this spot here will be unlocked eventually for traps, which you can put gems into, and they have special effects that will be applied to enemies that pass over them. That's really all the stuff for the building. This is to throw a bomb. So you can take a gem and from either a tower, or you can make one and throw it and sacrifice it as a bomb. Set amount to drop. Prototype way sparks. So you can do that. You can also hold shift to do different. This has different modes. So the normal mode is you take the gem, you throw it down, and it blows up, and some sprites are created that will attack stuff for a while, and then they vanish. There's another mode where if you're holding shift and you press the bomb button to enter gem bombing mode, it'll allow you to drop a bomb with a click, loading the next gem in your inventory automatically. So in other words, if I had like 3 gems here in the bottom row of my inventory, I could just hold shift, hit the bomb, throw bomb skill, and then I can just click, and the first bomb on the left would go, then the next one after that, and the next one after that. Or you can push the button and hold shift. Then what it'll do is it'll you'll highlight a gem in your inventory, and then you'll use it as a prototype to then create gems straight from your mana to drop without actually expending any gems that you've made. And this one is for combining gems. So you can take 2 gems and combine them to increase their power or give them different powers. So 2 gems of the same type together will give you a higher grade gem if they're the same grade, plus increasing their power. If you take a gem that's a lower grade and one that's a higher grade and combine them, you won't get a higher grade gem, but it'll increase the power of it. And then you also can take gems of different types and combine them together to add their 2 different abilities together. So like you could take a mana tearing, armor tearing gem, the purple ones, and combine it with a poison gem and have both those effects on the same gem. That's kind of the premise of the game and how it works. So we're going to go ahead and hit the play button here and go through this. So when you put a gem in a tower, it'll have a cooldown period unless you apply the bolt spell to it, which you get unlocked later on. It'll essentially decrease the amount of, essentially remove that waiting time and allow the gem to be used automatically if you're just socketing it. If you're socketing a gem, or not socketing it, but if you're combining a gem with one that's already bolted, has bolt cast on it, then the cooldown time still happens. So as you can see, this gem is attacking. The higher the level, greater the gem, the more quickly it will attack and the more damage it does. So as you can see, these ones are poisoned here, so they take damage over time. Not every monster gets poisoned by these gems, but it happens every once in a while. So that's pretty much just like, this is the first map. It's not really that big of a thing. So let's say that I wanted to combine this poison, this purple with this orange gem. So now we have a dual purple-orange gem, grade 2 gem, and it reduces the armor and also leeches mana per hit, and has some other modifiers based on being a dual gem. There's no power difference between combining 2 of the same types of gem and just making a gem of the same type of the grade that would be generated by it. What will change the difference is if you add a bunch of lower level gems to a gem that's higher than them, higher grade than them, then that will power up that gem more than would normally. So now we get to the end here. We have different things showing here. You have the raw battle experience and the different traits that will increase the experience you get, so those get unlocked a little bit later. Your previous highest XP amount versus what you got this time, and then your experience gained. Then all the different things down here, all the statistics. So how much mana you gathered, highest mana you had, the mana pool level, mana spent, kills, longest chain, shrines activated, spells cast, monster summoned, beacon summoned, waves called earlier, gem wasp stings. So this is a gem wasp is what shows up once you drop a gem as a bomb. They're called wasps. I call them sprites, but they call them wasps. And then you have whatever you get at the bottom here. So this can be your shadow cores, which are a type of upgrade currency, as well as any fragments and new field tokens, as well as achievements and story bits. There's not really, as far as I can tell, there's no real coherent story, so to speak. It's more of just these kind of pages of a book kind of stuff that you find that kind of just tell you a little bit of what's going on within the context of the story of the game. There's not like any really overarching story that connects everything together. So we got don't let it through, select the monster. Oh, also when you select the monster, or a building or anything like that, anything that you select will become a target priority to anything that it's to any tower that's within its range. That the thing you've selected is within their range. They'll attack it instead of attacking something else. So you kind of can prioritize. You can also set the direction that towers will attack in as well. Some achievement stuff here. Go ahead and continue. So now that we've beaten that, we have a new field opened up. There are 2 other levels of difficulty, but I haven't unlocked them yet, even in the other version of the game. So I'm not really sure how the other game I was playing save. And so I'm not really sure how they impact the. Oops, I didn't want to click on that. Impact the difficulty. I'm going to return to the map. So over here we have a couple things. The tutorial, which is just kind of tells you about what different things do. So for example, you can decrease the range of a tower by selecting it and then holding Control and moving the mouse wheel up and down. Talisman, we'll talk about that stuff, and skills and battle traits. Strike spells are spells that you activate on the field of battle, whereas gem enhancement spells are spells that are applied to towers or to stuff you can put gems in. And target priority setting, selecting creatures and buildings. Enraging waves, heating sparks. Really, I didn't. Let's see. You can drop bombs on wave stones, enraging them, resulting in tougher monsters. Really. The 5th gem bomb thrown on a wave stone also summons a beacon when the wave starts. So beacons are different. They apply different negative effects. So, like for example, I've seen beacons that will block you from building towers in particular areas. I've seen beacons that will heal enemies, give them shielding, regenerate their armor, stuff like that. So yeah, talk about some more of that stuff as we go along. So skills, these are your starting skills here. Every time you level up, you get 7 skill points. As you can see, all this stuff here. Any unspent skill points will give you more initial mana when you start a map. So mana string gives you more mana per monster kill. So it just basically increases the mana value that the monster is worth. And these will then also decrease the cost of creating different types of gems, and also decrease the cost of building as well, building things. For now, we'll just leave that as we'll leave all of our points on mana string. What was that plus down here? Oh, right. You can get skill points by spending your shadow cores as well. Talismans are essentially a type of thing you can put into this panel that will increase various things, give you like bonus attributes. For example, like this one, once socketed, and it will give you more experience per kill. And you can also upgrade them as well using shadow cores, which is what they're mainly used for, is upgrading these. You can also destroy these to get shadow cores back as well. Some of all your talisman properties, and then showing fragments with rarity and upgrade levels. Journey notes. I guess this is where all the story stuff gets stored here. And then your stats. So let's go ahead and go to the next field, which is has 7 waves. First wave has 6 health. Not sure what the HP actually stands for, to be honest. So we can build. So here's an example of where we have now a map where we actually have empty towers, and we have to build some towers, probably 2 eventually. And we only start with 1 gem. We have a new gem type as well. Actually, 2 new gem types. Chain hit, which allows a shot to hit multiple targets that are close by. So kind of like an area of effect type of gem. And then the slowing gem. So the target, when a target is hit, there's a chance of it getting slowed down for a certain amount of time. So we're going to put the grade 1 gem there. We're going to make another grade 1 gem and combine it. And we're going to put a slow gem on this one. And then we're just going to start because we don't have that much mana left. We can't really do too much with it. This should be enough to kill in one hit for most of the first couple waves. So yeah, 6 health. That's what that is. So it means the monsters in the first wave has 6 HP. And the amount of HP will increase over time, as you see, as well as the armor level. But I'm going to try and do those. I'm going to try and drop a gem. So I actually haven't tried this before. On fire. Oil on fire. So 8 more monsters, 1 more HP, and 2 more armor level. We also should probably create another tower up here. And let's go ahead and put a level 2 slowing gem in there. And I will create another level 1 chain hit, which we will then combine with this one. And I'll wait for the wave to end before I... This is that increased wave that we enraged. So you can start all the waves if you want to, which is probably not a good idea. So we're probably going to have to drop some bombs. Because we went a little bit too much there. But still, as you can see, we're doing okay. It's not too bad. The enemies aren't that strong. We may have to drop another bomb, though. Maybe not. So do we have... Endurance? Yeah, we do. So now... now we have access to endurance mode, which is basically you just fight after you, it's a mode you can do after you've beaten the map, and allows you just to go until you lose, with no negative effect. So if you lose in the endurance mode, it doesn't mean you lost and you have to restart the battle on the field. It just means that you've lost. It's basically a survival mode. Some other things: you can't open it. Battle achievements can't be unlocked. Early wave calls don't get extra. Spell shrine charge can't open tombs. No early wave XP and mana bonus, and also the monsters have a 2% mana burn on banishment. I can upgrade our gems there. Should be more than enough for now. Let's go ahead and create another tower here for the moment, and then we'll populate that later. So, wave 11 is marked swarmlings. That means that they will be faster than normal swarmlings. And then, we also have giants. Wow. I'll probably lose on wave 13. As you can see now that those blue things that you saw over that enemy was a notification marker that enemy was slowed. We're going to play a little bit with fire here and see what we can do with that. Because we got some pretty strong gems here. Should be able to handle swarmlings with them. The only question is going to be the volume of them. There's going to be too much volume for them to handle. So as you increase the gem level, they will be able to attack more frequently. Yeah, I think we can handle those. See what happens with them when they converge here. Yeah, I think we have enough high-level gems to deal with this. We'll go ahead and create another tower over here. And we'll throw a grade 3 gem into it. And then power it up with a grade 3 red gem. So now, since we're still doing pretty well on keeping them down, we could actually take this gem and combine it here to make this a grade 5 dual red-blue gem, which will make it more powerful and attack faster. Now, whether or not you do that's up to you. When you do that, it ends up, especially on the higher level gems, it ends up causing some issues because now this is open and it will take you a while, especially on giants, to kind of rebuild that mana. Because giants are very hard to kill. They have a lot of armor usually. So it can take a while just kind of slugging through them like this. I'm going to go ahead and drop a bomb on top of them here. See if we can't help drop them a bit faster. So we got 2 giants here that made it through that we're going to have to deal with somehow. And just dropping stuff on them is not really going to help unless you have like a 7 or an 8 level gem because they got so much armor on them. We'll probably end up losing from these guys. They can't, well, maybe not. If we can, let's see. Let's power up our gem, our orb here. So 6% less experience burn now. As long as we get, I think we'll have enough to survive now. Even if it's 2 of them. 2 giants. Maybe. Oh, that was close. Of course, now I don't have any more mana so we can bring this in earlier. So now if I get something I can drop on this guy, might be able to kill him. Might not be able to. This guy might end up doing us in. We'll have to see what we get in our mana up here. We need to have at least 300, I think. Okay, we do have 300. But these guys are getting harder to kill now, too, so... Someone has some shielding on them. I think, no, we're screwed. We're going to lose this on this wave. We called too many. So we'll get some extra experience out of it. We got 1,390 experience. We didn't really get anything new. We didn't lose any of that stuff for losing. So it's like a survival thing. You go until you can't. Alright, so we got some more levels. Got a talisman, 2% freeze duration. We don't have the freeze skill yet, so I'm not going to socket it yet. Let's see. I'm just going to leave the points there. We'll use the extra mana. So we go to field 3 now. So traps. Usually what I like to do is put poison gems in traps just because it's a better effect. That and the HP suppressed gems, which basically decrease the amount of health that the health decrease gems, which decrease the health regeneration, poison gems, and also the armor tearing gems. Those are the ones I usually put in there most of the time because they have the best effects for traps. But you can put any kind of gem in there. So we also have a new type of gem. I think this is a new one. The critical hit gem, which has a chance of doing a multiplied damage effect on enemies that it hits. Really? Oh wow! I did not know you could do that. You used up almost all of our bloody mana to do it though, but still, that's fine. I'm gonna throw that over there. Let's go and speed this up a little bit. So I can see that gem we put in that trap's doing pretty good, even though it's a level grade 1 gem. These guys are pretty weak. These enemies are. Go and add a grade 1 yellow gem to it. Should increase the damage variably of the poison. And now I'm going to power up these gems with some level 1 gems. I'm gonna actually drop this one. Just get some wasps out there. So this is a powered up grade 3 gem now. It's stronger than a regular grade 3 gem because of all the grade 1s we dropped onto the grade 2s. I'll wait a bit for mana to increase a little more. So I'm going to drop a grade 2 gem on that trap. And we'll also do one on the other trap as well. So as they're traveling over this now, they'll both get inflicted with poison and also take damage. So it'll kill them much more quickly. Chances are only maybe 1 or 2 will make it through that without dying and be killed by the towers. There's a group that made it through. Acid Rain. There's all kinds of different achievements too. A lot of them will actually also have corresponding achievements in Steam. So now we have two different things here. So we have a new token for a field that we haven't seen before. This token is for a tomb field, if I remember correctly, and this is your normal regular one. You also have another talisman. Let's go ahead and do endurance mode, just because it gives you more experience. So we're gonna go ahead and create a few more of these, and some of these. Okay, so we have a. Let's go ahead and build a tower over here. This is a mana pool, shard, and if you put a gem, tower with a gem there, what it'll do is it'll attack that mana shard and give you mana until it depletes it. But it will only attack it when there's no other enemies around, or if you have it selected. It'll force it to work on that. Now, as you can see now, our gems over here and the traps aren't really doing quite as good a job on these guys because their armor's probably thicker. Or they have more health. Either way. So we're gonna move that up to a grade 4 gem, which will do more damage. And we'll create a grade 4 gem automatically. Well, let's see, what is this one? Whoops. This is a grade 2 gem. And we'll drop this on top. This is a grade 2 gem. Oh, we don't have enough mana yet. Okay. And then we'll drop this on top of it. So you can see now the grade 2 gem there, the one over here, isn't doing as much damage. I might actually have to drop this one as a bomb. Go ahead and make that a grade 4. Oops, I want to drop that as a bomb there. Didn't do too much damage. So you can kind of see we're kind of running into an issue here where we got just way too many monsters kind of coming through here. So I'm going to try dropping some bombs and see. Now I think we're pretty much done already. We'll see. Maybe not. But I think we are. So our gems are not high enough level. Yeah, we're done. Still, we got a little bit of extra experience out of that, so we can come back later on when we have some higher level skills and get some more out of that. Oh no, Wizard Tower, that's what that one is. The tomb one is like a swirly pattern, I think. So the Wizard Tower locations are interesting. It's kind of a different... It's kind of a similar thing, but it's also different. There's two different kind of aspects of this. The first is you have to defend your gem from enemies. The second is this, that if you don't destroy these locks, these kind of things that it's showing here, before the last wave, then the Wizard Tower will destroy your gem automatically. So you kind of have two different things you have to worry about. This is also the first map where you actually have a choice of using the walls to kind of alter the path that monsters will take. So, for example, what we want to do is we want to put a wall here so that they're forced to take this longer path. What we can also do is this. Or no, we can't. If this was I don't, maybe you can force them onto this, but I don't think you can. Like if we do this, I think it'll say blocking. Yeah, okay. So you can't do it that way. But so in this case, though, we're making them take this longer route around instead of going the shorter way, which means that we can put more towers in here to do more damage as they're traveling this around this way. So we have the Mana Leech, the Critical Hit, and the Armor Tearing gems available to us. What I'm going to do is we're going to put a tower over here. Well, let's put it here. And I'm actually going to take this gem and we're going to combine it with this one. And we're going to create a critical hit gem, level 2 critical hit gem, and put it there. Alright. These two will should pretty much kill most of the stuff coming through here initially. So we shouldn't have too much coming through to worry about. I may have to drop some bombs though. So our first goal is to just like use this point here to kind of just build up our mana a bit so we can build some gems that we can then socket like over here to deal with these locks. I like to deal with them as soon as possible, because sometimes these waves go by pretty fast. I'm also going to build a tower up here, which will both serve to hit this and also serve for defense over here towards later on in the map. Once this is destroyed, I'll move this gem over to this tower, or maybe even to this one. It might do better over here because we'll kill enemies more earlier on. Alright, that lock's gone. Go ahead and drop that over there. And we'll go ahead and create a tricolor gem here. We'll have to wait to get some more mana for us to build the the grade 3 critical, or grade 3 mana leech gem. We'll need 600. And we'll socket that one over here for now. And we'll move it down to here. Let's also go ahead and then upgrade, well, yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade this gem as well to a grade 3 gem. No, we don't have the mana to combine them right now. Just yet. Alright, there we go. I also want to take this grade 1 gem and drop it on the wave after this one that we're going to be facing. Actually, I want to do a double drop. So 20 Reavers. Alright, so now we don't have to worry about that. I also got some stuff from that. So we got a new map, hex grid tile unlocked, as well as some other things. These fields are the fields that you go through and unlock when you are essentially revealing more of the map. That's what this type of map is for. Alright, so we got extra stuff from this guys because we really kind of supercharged them a bit. And because of that, we're going to need to possibly throw a gem in this bottom tower here. So starting to get through a bit. Probably wouldn't hurt to also build a tower down here. And maybe also here. Could probably also combine two of them to make a rank 5 gem. Again though, I mean, it's a trade-off. It'll do more damage and attack faster, but at the same time you're reducing your defensive power wherever you take the gems from, and you have to rebuild it back up. Generally, it's a good tactic. The only time it doesn't really work is when you're dealing with giants, which take a very long time to kill, regardless of what you're using, unless you have a really high-level gem or the bolt skill. I'll go ahead and call 2 waves there for a little bit of extra mana. I'll go ahead and actually make this a rank 6 gem. And that should pretty much deal with everything else left. Yeah. So we got quite a few things here. Lots of different skills unlocked. We've got haste, battle trait scroll. So now we have a new battle trait that we can use later on. We have 2 new hex tiles available, and we unlock 2 new fields in those 2 hex tiles. Well, 1 in each. We also have this impaling charges, all these different skills. Whenever you, or achievements, whenever you unlock an achievement, you'll get a skill point for it. A new page entry. I'm going to enter endurance mode. This should be kind of interesting. Well, actually, we have a lot of mana we can use to charge things up with a bit here. Let's go and drop that over here. Giants right away, huh? So as you can see, it just like really takes a lot to take these guys out. Eventually, once you get their armor lessened, they die much quicker, but it takes a few shots, well, not a few, but a lot of shots to do that. And so what'll happen is that they'll draw your fire while the other things sneak through, like these ones are doing right now. Go ahead and put that up there. We're done. Yeah. So again, we got a little bit of extra experience out of that. So as you get more levels on your skills, it becomes easier to run that up quite a bit. Not sure again when you actually unlock the other difficulties. Haven't done it yet. We got 91 skill points. Let's go ahead and apply 2 levels to these, and we'll take this up to 8. We'll still have some left over for that. A couple with some more talismans here. So we have 1 damage to giants, 1% damage to giants. Gem wasp attack 5% faster, and also this one, which is freeze duration. We're not going to use that yet. I have enough to upgrade that. That's fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually use battle traits. So there's 12 battle traits. What they basically do is they allow you to increase the difficulty for getting an experience multiplier and also adding more waves. You also get a higher rarity drop range, which you can also spend shadow cores to increase as well. So basically what happens is that you just add levels to this, and for every level up to a maximum level you get some additional things and some additional negative things. So in this case, 7 more waves are added to the map, and the wave stones are almost 150% faster. Or the speed of the wave stones come in is almost 150%, so they're almost 1.5 times faster. Well, half of 1 point, whatever. And then, but in exchange for that, you get the higher rarity drop range, and as well as getting 3 times the experience on that map. So that's what we're going to do. Start out like you did before with nothing here. In for a trait. Get the same gems that you had the first time you did it. The only difference now is that you have... let's just go ahead and do this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put another tower here, and I want to put a tower here. And then I want to put, we'll just socket something there for now. Alright. I don't have the mana yet. So the first few waves should be fine in terms of being able to handle these guys. We'll go ahead and put a tower there. I'll put one here. And we'll also want a tower here eventually. I'll go ahead and put it now though. So if you notice, I'm actually combining some and not combining some. So, let's see. 2.32 per chain. So, pure gems actually have, they're more powerful than combined gems. So, like for the example, this one, which is a pure grade 3, is a 1.32 chain hit length, whereas this one, which is also grade 3, is only 1.16. There are also other multipliers, but on balance, the pure gems are a little bit stronger than the combined ones, but they aren't as versatile. So you have to pair them up with other gems if you want to have those different effects. It's good though to kind of mix and match them a bit, at least until you get to the higher levels of gems. I'll go and grab these both up. And let's go ahead and do... Oops. Fill in those there. Let's see. Let's also go ahead and build another tower over here. And then I'm going to call the last 2 waves immediately. The idea here is just to get this kill counter to go up, because the more kills you get in a row, the more experience you'll get from it. We should have enough gems that they won't be able to get through. Alright, and then we're also going to do endurance mode. Alright, let's go ahead and combine these two. Drop that there. And make a grade 5 gem, we'll place it there. Probably will need to make another tower right there. Yeah, one's getting through. Go ahead and destroy it. So this guy isn't doing much help down here, so we're going to go ahead and combine it with this one. So these ones should help with those. There's some giants. Now we've depleted that mana shard. So as you can see now, this level 6 gem is doing a pretty good job on these giants. It also handled most of this other stuff pretty well as well. The main issue though is just building them up that high. So I'm hoping is by having 2 6s there, we'll be able to handle most of that stuff. And I can focus on maybe moving these down while I level them up. So get another 7 there now, or 6 there. So the main problem here is that we have so many enemies coming through that's not going to be useful, I don't think. So I managed to do some damage to these guys with drop bombs, which is interesting. But we're using a lot of mana to do it. Oh crap. Yeah, we're done. For sure. Well, we got 10,000 experience. That's pretty good. Our last highest was 1,300. So we got 2 of those, some other skills as well. Or achievements as well. Alright, level 21. Tons and tons of skill points raining down. So, let's go ahead and increase this to 6. Same with this, and we'll move this up to 12. That'll still give us a good amount of mana for our initial mana pool. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to a new field here. We'll go ahead and do this one. This has some new stuff in it. We'll go ahead and drop this down because that's going to be insane to try and do that with the 7. So we have new things here. Well, first of all, you have this this thing which we can't actually access until after we get a new skill. The first skill, the bolt skill. Same with this. We need to have the bolt skill to be able to open these, and these will have things in them. And these we can destroy by dropping gems on them. They're just abandoned dwellings. So we got 2 entry points here. It's pretty curvy. So all we really have to do is just put some towers around here and handle them as they're coming around these curves. Alright, we also have the critical hit and the chain hit gems. So put that there, and then we'll just socket these in here for now, and we can combine them later. Go ahead and throw it on double speed. These wasps will get that one, so don't have to really worry about it. Also, let's go ahead and grab a rank 2 gem and drop it on this. Some mana XP and a shadow core. We'll do the same thing with the other one. Let's go ahead and do a combine on that. Let's go ahead and add another tower over here. Go ahead and go to triple speed for a little bit. So So, what we're going to do here is we're going to try and power up these rank 3 gems a bit. Crap. Need some more mana. Alright. We're going to really piss off these guys too. So I'll have 82 swarmlings coming through on that round now. As opposed to like 32 or something. It's going to be some massive number. Which will give us a lot more experience. I'll just finish these guys off because they're pretty much just going to die right there. And as you know, what I'm going to do next, endurance mode. So you get that extra experience, you get more skill points out of it from levels, and so you get stronger much more quickly. Even if you just don't get very far in it. It's still a good idea to do it. For the first couple of waves, we should be okay with what we have right now. So we got the rank 5 gem down here. So this is going to be a pretty powered up rank 5 gem here. Yeah, it's just kind of like tearing apart those giants there. So the problem is now we're going to have other things coming around with the giants, so we'll need to increase our... Oops. Inventory of gems here. To wait a little bit for the mana to build up again. Alright, another rank 4 gem here. Start in that tower. Probably could do with doing one down here eventually. This should hold them around up in here though. Shouldn't have too many problems with this. I'd say until that actually doesn't happen. So that should help for a while now in terms of holding them back for a few rounds here. Oh, we got a mana shard over here. Alright. Let's go and create a pure gem here. You can combine it with something later to make a grade 7. So you can see we're like really just pounding that mana shard with a bunch of shots with that, which is helping us get a lot of mana pretty quickly. Alright, now I want to build one of those. And another. So I got a level 6 gems now. It's going to help us out a bit. Let's go ahead and speed up a bit to get the giants around the corner here. So those giants now are pretty powerful. 6s are not really going to cut it too much. Neither with this guy. Well, got right, selling right through him. Now we got some shielding now too. Go ahead and move that up to a grade 7 gem. Let's also move this guy over here. As you can see now, we're kind of moving into the territory where it's becoming much harder to deal with these guys. Even a grade 7 bomb doesn't, or 6 bomb doesn't really do much to them. So yeah, we're probably gonna end up losing now. Still, it's not too bad. 6,400 experience. I'll take that on a brand new map. So we should have our first tomb showing up here pretty soon. So that's the first monster nest there. That's good with this one. Well, let's go and do the monster nest one. So these are monster nests. They will produce extra enemies per wave from various directions, depending on how you direct them with the with your walls. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to block this off, so they have to go this way. We're going to block this side and this side, so they have to come down this way. And then we're going to build how's that blocking? That's interesting. Oh, right. You can't block the entry point. And then we're going to build a wall here without trying to spend too much mana to create a detour so it takes them longer from this side of the map to get around up to the top part there. And we're also going to create a rank 2 poison gem and a rank 1 armor tearing gem. Socket those, and then we'll go ahead and start. Eventually what will happen is that this will stretch all the way over here, and so it will take them much longer to get up here than they can now, which will give you some time to do stuff. This is a shrine. It'll increase in power over, it'll charge up over time, and then when you'll take a gem and sacrifice the gem to activate it, and it'll do damage, or whatever it is, whatever the shrine does. In this case, it limits the armor of enemies. So as time goes on, I'll spend a certain amount of mana every turn to extend this out. I'm going to leave the nest there because you get more experience that way, even though it's a little bit more risky. Okay, that's probably not going to work out too well. Alright, there we go. Managed, last second, managed to drop a bomb on them. Alright, let's go ahead and combine that, and then combine it again. Gonna go and create a wall, or a space there. We're also gonna increase this wall a bit. Well, we can't, because we don't have enough mana. Just gonna create here, put another one up for here somewhere. I guess right there I'll be fine. Go ahead and double speed for a second. Build the mana up a little bit. Alright. So we'll go ahead and create a rank 3 poison gem. We'll throw that there. Oh, we also have a thing we can drop over. Okay, let's do that. Shadow core and some mana. Alright, what I'm going to do now is we're going to drop a gem on this next one. Give us some more attackers. So as you can see now, that swarm, that nest up there is just spitting out tons and tons of enemies. What we can also do is put one up here, put another one down here, and fill those with gems eventually. Let's go ahead and also activate this. So there's another charge on it, so we could use it right away if we wanted to. Alright, so this one we should be able to do a pretty good waterproof. Oh, activated shrine while training. Here's our first, our first tomb field token here. So we should be able to get a pretty good amount of experience on this one with this endurance mode. It's kind of a little. We need to do some more upgrading over here. These ones are kind of lacking in power. So we get a prism cast. That increases your spell and shrine charge. It gives you a boost to your shrine. We don't have any spells, but it would increase the cooldown timer basically, or decrease it, I guess. Same with the shrine, increases the charge amount of charge you have on that shrine. I want to wait for that giant to kind of get there. Could take a little while though. Giants are slow. Okay, another shrine. What's this one do? Shrine of Venom. So deals additional poison damage. So there are different types of shrines that will spawn over time. So I'm going to basically increase the amount of shield damage it'll do, or armor damage it will do. So it's kind of modifying it with those lower level gems. It's really just a choice of how you want to do them when you combine the gems. Typically, I like to combine similar types together. It strengthens them, and it works most of the time, except for when you have like waves that increase in strength pretty quickly. Sometimes it might be better to wait off on that though if you have like a bunch of waves coming in with some giants still on the map, especially if they're swarmling waves. They're kind of getting overrun a bit here now. Let's get these faster reavers. They're kind of sailing through our... So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and drop a lower level gem on here. Try and bolster it a bit. I think we're pretty much done though. Yeah, we can't drop a powerful enough gem to really handle them. Still, we got some more experience out of it, so it's not too bad. Actually, I might survive it. At least the first round here. I meant to combine them, not to blow it up, but whatever. That works, I guess. Let's see if we can weather this. I think we might be done at this point. We got way too many coming through. Well, it's not really taking too much out of it, though, really. Well, actually, now it is. They just weren't hitting it that quickly. It might actually survive that. It'll be close, though. Yeah, really close. Like, close enough that if I don't just let the mana generate... we're done this time, no matter what. I'm pretty sure we're screwed this time. Because there's no way. We won't build up enough mana to deal with all these guys. Still, I'll take it. Any amount of extra experience is good. I probably should have destroyed the monster nest before we got to that point. Still, we're going to have access to get the bolt spell now. So once we'll do this, and then I'll switch over to the other save file, so I'm further along with that, and kind of show you more of the stuff. So a tomb is basically just like this building that has requirements to open it. In this case, we have to kill swarmlings within the radius of that range where that circle is around it. So within that range, we have to kill swarmlings there. We have a new we have that health suppressing type gem, so it reduces the health regeneration permanently of the enemies that pass through it. And it passes through the shield, or that it hits and passes through the shield. And here's a beacon. So this is a static beacon. It makes it so you can't build anything around up here. So for example, if I try to build something, it won't let me because it's blocked out from that beacon. You have to destroy it in order to build something there. You also have one of these here. We can't open this without having this skill, so it's kind of a... you have to come back after you beat the map, and open this to get it. So I'm going to go and put another one there. Go ahead and throw this here, this one here, and we'll just throw this one here. Still got quite a bit of mana left, so let's actually go ahead and combine that one. And combine that one. Alright. Oh, and also I want to Well, I won't do anything yet, so you may want to do something different with that. The monsters will always look for the shortest path, so even if there's a path open this way, they generally won't use it unless you block it off somehow up here to where they do use it. So I won't have swarmlings for a little while. What we have here should be sufficient enough to deal with all the enemies we're going to face up to the point, so I'm just going to let the mana build for a while. I won't go to 3 times in case we do have a oh hell moment where they kind of start to break through. The first one is on, yeah, wave 9. It's the first swarmling wave. So if we wanted to, what we could do is drop this down a bit so we don't kill the swarmlings unless they're within the range of this. That way. So we're not wasting any swarmlings, killing them with this, since it has a larger attack radius than what the radius of this tomb is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff up that that swarmling group here. Of course, we're probably going to need to build up our gems there, and probably also build another tower, to be honest, to deal with that. Because we're going to have all kinds of incoming from this friggin' monster nest. That's going to be difficult to deal with. We might have overheated that one, that wave. So if we watch this now, this will start going down as we kill these guys. We have to kill 140 of them. There's multiple swarm waves in this one too. You don't really have to do what I did to get through them like this, to get that up. I just decided to do that there. Go ahead and bring in some wasps to help out a little bit. So we're going to have some other types of enemies now. Alright, so we got a lot of them, like half of them already. Nice. Let's go ahead and we'll leave that the way it is for now. What I also want to do then is let's go ahead and do another one of these. I'll combine it on this one. So we'll get a rank 5 gem now. Which again should be enough to handle most of the stuff. So you could probably put it on 3 now. So eventually that's going to open up. Probably on the next swarm wave. It's going to bring that one in early. And there it's open now. So we get our bolt skill tome, which we can use after this. And some other stuff as well. You can also come back to these maps and open them up again to get just, you know, extra mana and stuff, shadow cores and whatnot. Okay, so now I'm going to expand this range back out to maximum. And I'm also going to block off... Let's not do that yet. I want to build some towers down here first. So that as they're coming down through here, we'll have a good chance to kill them before they get around over to this side. And we got tons of mana, as you can see. We can build all kinds of stuff. That's what we have. Rank 5 there. Alright, let's go ahead and wall off this monster nest now. I also want to, when we get the chance to, I also want to wall off this as well. So now we'll have the monster nest and this path dumping into this down here. And this one will just come over here. So what I want to do then is, since we're doing that, I want to take this, put it down here. Let's move this over to this way. And then we'll move this up to here. And move that. We'll keep that there. This is where most of the enemies are going to come through now. And then the other smaller amount we'll get with these. Alright, let's go ahead and put in some more gems here. Ah, missed it. Damn. Didn't drop it on top of it, so it missed it. Didn't blow it up. Oh, just one little attack out of all this mana, so it's not that big a deal. Alright. I know you got the swarm. Alright, well, also knee deep. Nice. Also gonna go ahead and do endurance mode as well, obviously. So as you can see, we're actually not quite, we don't quite have enough gems to properly defend against stuff coming through there now. Let's drop that in there. Again, we'll leave this up for a while and then we'll take it out eventually so we don't run into that same situation as before. I actually managed to get tons and tons of experience on this once. 115,000, I think. It might have been this one or another one. But it's something similar type of setup to this one. You can just rack up so much experience on these endurance modes. If you have the right setups. I think once we find our first giant group, that's when the first giant wave shows up, so we're going to get rid of this monster nest. So you can see these guys have really high health regen. So it's like healing really quickly. I think it's probably about time to start dropping bombs on this thing. Okay, good. We got destroyed in one hit. I wasn't sure if we'd be able to or not. Some of them take a lot to take them out with, so I think it's probably a good place to get rid of it right now. I got another shrine up here. Shrine of Blades. And also Shrine of Energy. So what this one does is if you drop a thing on here and fire it off, you'll actually get a certain amount of energy into your mana pool, depending on how many enemies you hit. So I didn't get much there because there weren't many enemies to hit, and it was a lower level gem, so not much to get out of that one. No giants yet. It's kind of surprising. Reavers are getting harder though, and I just dropped that instead of combining it. We're probably going to be screwed here fairly shortly. Especially now that I did that. That's usually the wrong thing to do. Still, it's not too bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch over to my other save. Done. Which I've done a lot more on. So, as you can see, we got more stuff open here. These are, this is a tomb level that I haven't been able to actually beat yet because, you have to, there's a strike skill you get called freezing, freeze, and you freeze the enemies and then attack them. I haven't actually gotten to the point to where I'd be able to use that to get rid of enough enemies to be able to complete this one yet. Where is my, so the one we did before was the one we were just doing. That's the one I was talking about, this one here. All this is open space. They're supposed to build a wall around this area to make them take longer to get to it. Where is... Yeah, here, it was that one. 114,000 experience for that one. This is a vision field. I haven't exactly figured out what... Oh, this one is a really bad field. That red spot there, that's a indestructible monster nest, and it spits out nothing but really powerful giants. The only way to beat it is to have a high-level bolt skill. And you also, and there's special things for that. So there's no talisman skills or battle traits applied. Skills meaning the other types of skills, not the active skills, but the inactive skills, like getting extra mana for each kill. Early waves don't charge spells and shrines, and no custom gem, custom set of gem and spells, custom set of gem types and spells. Okay, yeah, so you only have the spells that they allow you to have, and you also get 13 skill points for beating it the first time. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, there's a compass on this one that has some sort of ability later on that you can access, I guess. I never finished this one, did I? Let's go ahead and do this one. So on this one I have Mana Lock, also available for the traits. What this does is it takes a certain amount of time and collects all the mana you generate and then gives it to you in like a burst. So in this case, every 10 seconds I'll get a amount of mana that I've generated, but I won't get it at the time. So as you're dealing with things, you have to keep in mind of how much mana you have and how long it is to get your next amount of it. So we'll go ahead and put that up to 1, and I'll put this to 2. I didn't see what the gems were. Okay, poison and mana leech. So we got a whole bunch of traps around here. We got 3 entry points. Okay, there's no buildings of any kind. Let's see, so this comes around this way, and this comes around this way. Not really anywhere that you can do for any kind of walling, so you just kind of have to deal with what's there. Obviously what we'll want to do is we'll want to put poison gems here. We'll need to build a tower. Let's put the first tower here. Put the second tower down here somewhere. And we'll just have like a single gem there for that. All right, go ahead and start. All right. So the best idea is to try and kill as many as possible with traps and leave the remainders to the towers if possible. So I'll probably want to put another tower or two here to help do some more damage. Probably put one here as well. So Bolt allows you to do more damage and have more range on your target, on your towers, but you also can apply it to traps, which will make them ignore armor. And the enhancements to traps don't deplete over time, where the shots will. So this will have 16 shots, and then it will run out. The speed at which it'll do the shots will is also dependent on, like, see, that's a bolt shot. Depends on the level of the gem. So higher the ranking gem, the faster it'll deplete. It's really useful, more useful with the chain gems, because when it does those, it'll actually hit everything around it. So you have a very wide area of effect with a lot of damage. We'll go ahead and apply this to this trap. And the freeze spell, which we'll use later, allows you to freeze enemies in place for a while. Such as that. Also does some damage. Or never mind, that's the poison doing the damage. Duh. But I think there's also armor tearing gem effect while frozen, corpse explosion. So when it explodes, it does damage to an area I think, as well. All right, let's go and put another. Whoops, I guess it'll work there. I'm also going to place a trap here, actually, and I'm going to put that gem over there. We'll also go and throw one here at the beginning. As you can see now, we're pretty much killing a lot of these swarmlings as they're coming across the entry because of those the power of the gems we put in there. Just kind of the idea was to make it so that we wouldn't have to deal with so many as they're entering. So actually, in order to increase that effect, we can add more traps as well. And go ahead and socket some more gems with these. Kind of double the effect, and as well as these guys, when they come across, they'll hit it twice. They'll hit 4 on their way through there. So while that's going on, I'm going to be building some more towers while I don't have to worry about too much what's going on with them. So that we can prepare for the endurance mode. How many we got? 33 waves. Oops. I actually hadn't done that on this playthrough yet, so that's why that achievement was unlocked there. Oh wow, that one's still a rank 2 gem. Let's go ahead and power that up. In case anything makes it through, I want to have a fairly high level gem there to deal with them. And we'll put one over here too. So it's grade 3, grade 3. Alright, let's go ahead and drop that on there. Go ahead and upgrade our traps. To grade 4. So let's create, let's fill these traps over here too. I think we'll put a trap here and a trap here that we'll put, there's some traps here. They'll put higher level gems in for kind of, again, insurance in case of things getting through. Rank 5. Rank 5. All right. All right. What did we get? Oh, we got a field token. Okay. We'll go ahead and do endurance mode as well. Oh wow, we got giants right up off the bat. Great. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on there, and I'll wait on that one because I'm going to increase that to a 7. I'm going to go ahead and freeze those giants there. So as you can see, we're not really doing too much damage to these giants. They're pretty beefy on the armor, I would think. Yeah. Not enough mana. Alright, man, let's just stall those guys out. Should be able to take them out now. Oh, damn. Wrong button. Just blew it up. Interesting, that gives you EXP for all enemies hit. Interesting. First time I've seen that shrine. Freeze those guys. They're the greater threat at the moment, in my estimation. I might be coming up to the end here. Depends on how many of these guys get through here. Yeah. No, that's it. We're definitely done. Pretty sure. Well, maybe not. We got a little bit of a reprieve there. But I don't think it was enough. Nope, we're dead. Just one. It's a little bit more would have survived that. Oh well, still it's pretty good. 2k XP. 20k rather. Oh, there's one in the middle here. Let's see. We got one up here. Just gonna drop this down. So this is a new one. Okay, we got a bunch of monsters. Oh, wow. 3 indestructible monster nests, and what's this? And position obelisk. Randomly strengthens and enhances monsters. This one's going to be interesting. So we got 3 indestructible monster nests, and they also have an input here. Okay. So... for sure we want to block this. We also want to block this. So these guys will come out here and here. They'll meet up with these guys down here and come this way. So we'll need to try and focus our attacks early on in this area and down in here with some defensive stuff over here. Alright, so let's go and put a tower there. One here. And one here. What do we got? Oh, wow, we got Bloodbound. Nice. Bloodbound gem. These are the ones that increase their damage and specials as they get higher amounts of kills. So if you mix that with a poison gem, for example, that becomes a pretty powerful combination. That one might do well right there. And then we could follow up on that one there. Alright, we'll go and start with what we have. I'm not sure what this exactly does. I think it... You don't have to be around near it. I think it just enhances them globally. It's the first time I've seen a position obelisk, so... Interesting. Possessed Reaver. Oh, okay, I see. Individual units become possessed. Well, let's go ahead and save that. Let's go and speed up a little bit. Let's see what we can do with this. So, let's see. What would I rate this game? Based on what I've played so far, it's pretty interesting. Mechanics are pretty solid. There's definitely a good deal of strategy involved with it. There are some things you haven't seen yet, like rifts where you can actually attack them to spawn enemies and things like that. And there's probably some stuff I haven't even seen yet, like these other gem types, and probably some addition, you know, it's the skills and things. There's obviously another 4 skills that you can unlock, and the other battle traits too. But overall, my initial impression of this game is pretty good. It has all the right feelings of a tower defense game. Has the, you know, replayability nature aspects of it by increasing difficulties and letting you get more experience and whatnot. By adding more difficulty to it through the traits or by the endurance mode and whatnot. I'd like to have seen maybe a few more gem types, or maybe some other ways of like combining them to make different types of things. Maybe more building types, for example. Maybe some sort of different type of tower that would be more of like a continuous beam or something type of damage. But overall, I'd give this maybe 6 or a 7, as is, and as I've gone through it so far. Some of the maps are just ridiculous, really difficult unless you know the exact thing you're supposed to do for them. Trying to think of one at the moment that I can think of off the top of my head. I guess there's one where you have to have the beam skill, and you also have to have a certain level on your mana, whatever it's called, skill, the one that gives you more mana per kill, in order to beat it, because of the way in the pour-in places for the enemies are set up. There's one where it's like right at the bottom near the orb, and you can't block it off because that would, you know, block that section. So you have to build a bunch of towers really quickly to deal with those guys. But overall, it's a pretty fun game. All right, let's go ahead and. I want to switch out that gem for that one. I also want to put that one on that. Let's go ahead and throw this one over here. Let's get a little bit more end game defense there. And we'll go ahead and call the next 2 waves. Oh, hell. I did the wrong thing. I controlled-clicked. Oh, damn. This is going to get messy. Oh, my God. Relentless. Or no, restless. Yeah, it's... This will not end well by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think. Great mass. Let's pause this thing. I gotta... Oh my god. Okay, that was... that was a major frack up. Oh my god. Alright, combine those. Okay, so that's the last bit of mana we have for that. Actually, I want to go ahead and switch the positions on those. Same with this. And I also want to then boost that, and I want to... God, I think there's friggin' giants back here. I want to go ahead and freeze those guys, and freeze these guys. What's crazy about this is that all these guys are going in, but we're getting so many kills up here. That's just like nullifying that whole thing. Yeah, I'm surprised there's a apparition that gives you SP if you can kill it, which we're not going to be able to because I'm too busy dealing with my fracket. I'm surprised it actually survived as well as I did on that one. So I want to go ahead and take this, and I want to combine it, and then I want to combine this, and then combine it with this, and then I don't have enough mana to do that yet. Alright. Shall wait for a few seconds because I will get it pretty quick. Okay. Yeah, there are some giants in here. No clue what we're going to do with them. I managed to stave off some of the other guys. I think the apparition's gone, yeah. These guys will probably be pretty powerful, so you should have a lot of kills now. Alright, Carnage. Chain of 300. By complete accident, because I held control when I clicked instead of not. Let it go. Leave an apparition alive. I didn't leave it alive. It just was able to escape because I totally fracked up. Oh, man. This giant's possessed. That's not good. I actually were able to take it out with this level 7 gem. It's not too bad. Alright. The thing just like spawned something when it died. That was weird. This guy back here. Freeze him. Yeah, it did spawn enemies. Oh, he managed to survive that just total crap fest. God. Okay, oh wow, we got another, one of these. Obviously we're gonna do endurance mode, because I always do endurance mode. Even after I totally, royally screw things up. I'll call the next 2 waves. And here come the giants. I want to save this for later. I'm gonna go ahead and combine those two together. Get a level 8 gem here. Going. Alright, so let's go and combine that with this. Level 7 gem. Actually, I'll put it out here in front. Level 6 rather, not 7. Or no, yeah, 6. Oh, and it said range 7. That was level 7. I'm just gonna freeze those guys for now. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Apply it to this when the giants get there. If they do. I think they probably will. Go ahead and freeze them again just to make sure. Let us build up some mana to deal with them. In case they get through. So... Alright, dealt with the giants in that round. What is this? Oh, marked giants, okay. Also, a mana shard. Almost harvested it already. There's a giant down here. Maybe... No, just one of them, okay. So one of the marked giants. So, talisman damage taken. Spawns 3 when killed. Having 260... 21... Go and power that one up here. It's all about juggling the friggin' giants when they come through. Trying to manage your bolts as well. I always like to try and keep one around, because if you need to use one in a pinch, to deal with like a giant or something, like one of these guys, which are hugely hard to defeat since it's possessed now. Oh, there's a new shrine there. Shrine of Infection. Oh, it's not charged yet. Right. Yeah, level 10 gems able to handle these guys a bit better. That guy's still going to take a bit, though. There's actually 2 of them there, isn't there? Short. Okay, let's go and freeze them. I think we can get them both, but we'll have to let some stuff through, I think. Come on, kill it. Crap, it's gonna be so close. Not even. It totally got through there. Oh, right, and enemies that hit this thing, they also get sent back out. They get reconstituted. So this guy, which just was in here, came back out of this one here. That monster nest. Oh, we're surviving, so that's a good thing. So I might take a drop this on top here and get a grade 10. But I don't want to do that because, well, it depends, I guess, really. Great. I need to throw a gem up there to... Actually, we can use this up here for that. That's exactly what it can do. Go ahead and call that one early. Try and freeze the giants a little bit. The longer you can hold the giants off, the better off you'll be because you'll get more experience to use that way. Ton of mana left. Come on. Charge ready. Alright. Not quite sure how this is going to end. We do have mana, but we don't have that much mana. We have some giants coming in. I think we're hosed. Yeah, those guys are like 500 each almost. Still, it's not too bad. Alright, let's see. We unlocked the new... Oh, wow. This map looks interesting. Orb presence. Oh, it's a not a tomb. It's a one of these dudes. Bolt. Oh, really? A bolt lock? Jeez. Hit it with 30 bolts to destroy it. It's not a. It's a you know, tower level, wizard tower level. All right. So We got our starting towers, which we'll socket these into. I also want to do some towers over here. Ah, I didn't think about that. We can also modify these bits to make them take longer paths than they need to, or paths that they can do. Don't have enough mana for the rest of it. Okay. How many? We got 40 waves. We got plenty of waves. So that's quite a few waves to go through. Let's finish closing that off. We'll add a tower there. Add one here. Oh, we got rid of that one. That's what that was. First I thought something got blown up somewhere. Well, it did, but not in a good way. Alright, we still need that one for the bolt. That one's almost done. Cool. Nice. So is this one. And 2 more. Cool. Let's do that way quicker than I thought I was going to. But a 10th wave, actually. End of it, anyway. All right. So an event there to decrease the cost of making buildings. So we will add some more towers. Probably should add some traps around. Let's bring those two a lot quicker. Oh wow, what is that? Corrupted apparition. That's new. Interesting. Spectre. So those must be able to destroy gems or something. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Holy crap. A lot of shadow gems on this one. Got some giants on the field now. Alright, that should be sufficient for now. Especially if I apply the pass-through armor to them. All right. Alright. Need to focus on upgrading actually filling our internal ones now. Because we're going to start getting to the point where they're going to start getting through these areas. It's only a matter of time. So... Well, it wasn't too bad. Interesting to see what I'll be able to do. We'll be able to do on the endurance run of on this one. Still need a little bit more build up though on our internal stuff. I missed what that achievement was for. At least 20,000 hit points. Wow, must have been a whatchamacallit. Giant domination battle trait scroll. 2 new hex maps, tiles. What's this one? 4% of wizard level goes to initial. Okay. And some more of this. Yeah, so it looks like it'll still gems the Spectre as well. Oh, and the videos will be coming probably Thursday. I have to go through and fix Sony Vegas. It's actually started being a pain in the arse. I'm not sure. I've had it happen before. I should probably do this stuff. I actually hadn't done this yet. Block that side. It's an issue where when it starts loading, it's loading the file I/O stuff circuit. Not with a service or an executable or something, but it's a thing that it uses to like load in the file Explorer structure into Vegas. Just keeps hanging on that. Last time I had it, I had to go and kill Vegas and then kill a hung version of that process in the task manager, but that's not what's happening this time. So I'll probably have to reinstall Vegas, which I'm planning on doing after I finish the stream. So probably Thursday, maybe Friday. So I have to render out the footage still. Alright, so we got 11,000 stuff here. What can we go up to? We can go up to a 7. I'm going to go directly to a 7 though, because that's, you lose out, you know, building the different aspects of it when you do it that way. Okay, I probably went a little bit overboard with that, but still, got a bunch of mana now, so let's go ahead and there's no shrines yet, which I find interesting. Okay, we need to do the interior ones too. We're starting to get to that point where they're starting to breach in a little bit deeper. That may or may not have been the way to go, but we'll see. With the fullness of time here. Wasn't there? Oh, I think we combined it already. Alright. Oh, we can't do it because we don't have the mana at the moment. Okay, now we do. Okay, I'll drop this back down here. And I'll throw this out here so we have it doing stuff. We'll go ahead and freeze these guys. I'd almost forgotten about these gems over here. And we can combine them and fuse them with other ones. There's a... finally got a shrine now. I'm going to try and concentrate power around the intersection here so when they come through it's kind of like a gauntlet going through. These guys can be out here to like soften them up. 2 waves of giants. Oh, there's an apparition. Some more shadow cores. These giants are getting pretty close. A little too close for my liking. Come on, freeze, let's go. Alright, this is going to be nasty. We might survive it, though. Oh, who am I kidding? We're going to get totally owned here. It's like 2 giants friggin' just charging in there. Yeah. Still, I'll take it. 21k. So basically, I'm guessing that all this... So this is like the top corner of the map here, obviously. I think this probably stretches further over this way. So it's quite a... There's quite a lot of gameplay, I think, in this. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable saying somewhere between a 6 and an 8. I guess a 7. That's between a 6 and an 8. But yeah, so again, this is... game's called Gemcraft Chasing Shadows. That's the second in the series of games. First one I think is called Gemcraft. It's made in 2008. This one was made in I think 2014, 2015. It's a pretty good little tower defense game. It's got all the stuff you want in a tower defense game. You look at all these skills that you still have to get. There's so many friggin' just things left to unlock. Freeze, strike, spell, poison. This one's interesting. You can actually increase the power of poison gems with this. Okay, so gems grade 7 or higher. But then also any poison gems are part of a component. It increases the power of those by 20%. On level 5 anyway. So if we put this up like high enough, I mean, almost 100% more effective. Let me see, let's go to another one that has... Okay, let's do this one real quick. So Giant Domination, giants have 30% thicker armor and 5% more hit points. Wow. Let's start this. It's like there's an indestructible thing here. Oh no, it's not indestructible. Okay. So we got 2 entry points. Definitely want to do this to start with. And also want to do this. So they have to come back around this way. Well, technically they'll come out this way instead of around that way. Alright, let's go and throw down a tower right about here. Alright, so now we got that set up. Don't have to worry too much about it. So 17, I don't know what it was before, but now just one component green gem gives you 17 damage over 9 seconds for poison damage. Probably could do with another tower there. Freeze those guys out. I got a shrine of energy up here. $188 damage over 9 seconds. That's a 4. Let's go and make it a 5. It's 340 damage. I know I'm gonna maybe regret this. Let's try first just doing that. Yeah, I just froze that one single one there. So that's a rank 5. Jeez. 615 poison over 9 seconds. It's like crazy that we can just do that. 228,000 bloody 10 Shadow Core's endurance mode. Bloody, almost, actually 29,000 bloody mana. What the hell? It's insane. Alright, put one here. Put a trap here. We'll put a trap here. And one down here. Throw a tower there. Throw one. I guess I'll put one right there too. Alright. Oh wow, we actually destroyed that. Whoops. It's fine to keep it around to use it for farming XP, but oh well, we blew it up. Which actually means we can take this 5 and combine it. Thousand health for damage. Going over those things. Crazy. Those guys made it through though. Oh, they got instant healing there marked. Or something. Oops. No, come on. Interesting. I just realized I was throwing freaking level 6 gems in these friggin' traps. My god. We have so much friggin' mana, it's not even funny. No more armor on that guy. 26,000 health, jeez. So I got some really low level gems out here. Need to level these guys up. Alright. Giants are kind of annoying, but we're able to deal with them. At least at some level we're able to deal with them. I'm gonna do that because that's not, we don't have this yet. Let's go and put this here. If I felt comfortable doing it, I'd mix those two and get a level 10, but I don't think I want to do that just yet. I'm gonna do the level 7 poison gem there first. So far they can manage these guys, as long as there's no giants coming through, clogging things up a bit. We're able to deal with them somewhat. So I got another few waves before we have to deal with giants again. I think the longest I've lasted has been 64 waves before I totally just got screwed over. Let's see if we can last longer than that here. Took a little bit of damage there. Another shrine. Not quite. Ah, crud. Pause this a second so I can deal with this. Alright, drop that there. Okay. I think that's it. We're done. Yeah. Still, I'll take it. Almost 20k. Yeah, so that was the last one on that field there. Level 71, holy crap. We got some talismans here to deal with. So rarity 7-6. Alright, 3 damage reavers. Let's see, wizard level. Oh, it's a different type. It's one of these. Yeah, still go ahead and break these. Cover those. Oh, we have 1,000, right? We only have 200. Let's see. So it's free strike, recharge time, spell range. And trap firing speed, special multiplier bonus, damage traps. Alright, and we'll just put whatever we can back into here. Yep, but that's going to be it for this live stream, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Comments, questions, leave them below, and if you haven't done so already, appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. I will see you next time for, well, it'll probably be for the Rest Tier and Mountain Blade videos, but if not, it'll be some other live stream.